Welcome to this CalRTA short tutorial. My name is Sue Breyer, and in this video, I'll be showing you the do's and don'ts of using the CalRTA Excel file. Over the course of this short presentation, my goal is to, number one, explain what the CalRTA Excel file is. Number two, provide suggestions for appropriate use of the CalRTA Division Excel file. Number three, explain the necessary security precautions to maintain the security of personal data. And number four, provide examples of inappropriate use of the CalRTA Division Excel file so we don't inadvertently share member information that needs to remain private. So let's get started. If you are a division president or other division leader designated by your president, you receive a monthly email like this with a series of reports from Johanna Hobbs, Membership Operations Manager in the CalRTA Business Office. Now, as you can see in this illustration, each division receives 9 different documents or attachments from Johanna. But the one that includes a significant amount of personal data for division members is the division roster, seen in the red box in the lower left-hand corner. This CalRTA division roster is an abbreviated sample with fictitious information. It includes 33 different columns or categories of personal information about each member in your division. Now, as you can see, the large red arrow is pointing at the first 9 categories of the spreadsheet, labeled columns A through I, with the names of the categories listed below each alphabet letter. Now, the numbers along the left-hand side over here indicate the number of members in the division. The full spreadsheet, which is obviously much too large to show here in its entirety, includes columns A through AG, or 33 different categories of data or information. Of the 33 categories or columns on the full spreadsheet, some items are commonly used by divisions in creating their division membership directory. Now, those items are listed here in green: name, address, city, state, zip code, home phone, cell phone, chapter or division number, and email address. Now, the remaining items here in red, some of which have been combined into single bullet, are data components that are not typically included in a division directory, such as billing preference, how members wish to receive CalRTA publications, and their state and U.S. senators and representatives. That is why they're listed here in red. So let's talk briefly about what this data is typically used for. As I mentioned earlier, the most common use for divisions is to incorporate the contact data in their division directory. Those directories are then shared, either electronically or in a hard copy format, with their division members every 2 years or so. The directory is a vital tool for division leaders and members in maintaining communication with one another. Some divisions will use the date joined or the retirement year data from the spreadsheet to honor their members for their years of service and membership. Other divisions use the Excel file to sort their members by category, perhaps by membership type, either cash-paying members, dues deduction, or lifelong members, or even their paid-through date to put together notices about upcoming or lapsed membership payments. So who exactly should use this data? Well, certainly the division president would want the full file at their disposal, as they are tasked with maintaining contact with members and designing different types of recognition or special programs based on the information. Now, newsletter editors would certainly need the email addresses and postal addresses to facilitate sharing and distribution of the division's newsletter. Membership chairs may need some of the data to help them monitor dues payments or lapsed memberships, or for other projects focusing on increasing and maintaining membership. And of course, phone tree personnel would need access to member phone numbers for phone calling purposes. but access to the complete file should be limited within the division. I've mentioned what the file is typically used for, so now let's talk about what it is not to be used for. Now, this data file is not intended for mass distribution, period. It should not even be sent or forwarded in its entirety to CalRTA division members. Now remember, as mentioned in the previous slide, access to the complete file should be extremely limited. And this may seem obvious, but it is also not to be shared on any public platform, including Facebook, Instagram, or even your division website. These are public domains and not secure. Some divisions have asked permission to post the complete Excel file on their division website so members can easily access the data and keep up to date on member contact information. Well, the answer is no, it is not to be posted even on the division website because the website is a public platform. So anyone could access and use the personal information for nefarious purposes. So here are some tips on how to use the Excel file appropriately and safely to ensure the safety of your members' personal information. First of all, when you receive the full Excel file from the CalRTA Business Office, be sure to save the original file to your computer, but also make a copy of the file that you can edit for your specific purposes. Now, to do so, on most computers, you simply click File in the upper left-hand corner, then Save As, and then you give it a slightly different file name from the original, then save it to a specific folder where you can easily find it. Use the copy of the original to make any changes, so you always have the original in its complete format. Did you know that you can even hide data or columns on the spreadsheet? Hiding a column makes it invisible, but it doesn't delete it. It's actually quite easy, and you can even Google it or find easy how-to videos on YouTube on how to hide a column in an Excel spreadsheet. All you have to do is click the letter above the column that you would like to hide or make invisible. The column will then turn gray or become shaded. You then look for the Cells category on the top menu bar and go down and click Format. A new menu box should open up that looks like this. Look for the category Visibility and click Hide and Unhide. Another pop-up box will appear over here to the right, and you go down and you click Hide Columns, and the column will disappear. Now, to unhide a column or restore it to its original format, the process is similar. You just highlight the columns indicated by the two letters on either side of the column that you hid. So you would highlight I and K because they would be right next to each other. You then go up to the Cells category and click Format, then Hide and Unhide, and then in the pop-out box, Unhide Columns. By hiding columns on the Excel spreadsheet, or actually deleting them if you don't plan to use them, you can reduce the amount of data that is visible or shared with others. Now, after deleting or hiding columns, you may end up with a document that looks very much like this one, with just the basic contact information for your members: name, address, phone number, and email addresses. But please don't just forward the Excel spreadsheet to your members, even if you have hidden columns of information. Anyone who has any knowledge of Excel would know how to unhide those missing columns. Now, the best thing to do is to save the Excel file sheet in a format that cannot possibly be edited, such as a PDF file. Now, to do so, just highlight all the data that you want to save in a PDF file by clicking and dragging your cursor from the top left corner of the document to the bottom right corner until all the data that you want to share is gray in color or highlighted. You then right-click with your mouse and choose Copy, or you can use Control-C on your keyboard or Command-C on your Mac to copy the text. You then go up and you click File in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. And I'll continue on the next slide. On the next screen that shows up, depending on your computer, you can click Export on the menu and then Create PDF/XPS. Choose where you want to save this document on your computer. Make sure that you have the appropriate name here and that you are saving it as a PDF, and then click Publish in the lower right-hand corner. I'll discuss option 2 on the next slide. After highlighting the data you wish to save and share, with option 2, you can click Save a Copy or Save As on the left-hand menu. Then you use the drop-down menu under the title of your file and choose PDF, where you see this red box right here. Then you're going to click on this Documents. It might be highlighted, it might not be highlighted, to determine where you want to save your file. And then you click the Save button. Here are a couple of the most frequently asked questions about using the Excel file from CalRTA. Number 1, why can't I simply forward the complete Excel spreadsheet to my membership? It would be so easy. Well, as I mentioned earlier numerous times, the spreadsheet includes personal information about division members that does not need to be shared with the entire division membership, such as membership ID numbers, dues payment methods, subscription choices, or email preferences. Another question that comes up is, how can I share contact information for new members once our division directory is printed and distributed? Well, the best way is to save the new contact information for brand new members that come into your division. Save that information on a Word document. Then print it and distribute the hard copy in person at your next luncheon or division event. You can also periodically mail these hard copies to your members. You can also send a document as an attachment in an email, but be sure that the document contains only the information that members absolutely need to have. Well, we've covered a lot in this presentation, and you may need some extra help in working with your Excel spreadsheet. Additional resources, including a how-to handout and a comprehensive video tutorial on using the Division Excel file, can be found on the state website. All you have to do is log into CalRTA at calrta.org and then look for this Technology How-To Tools box on the members page. Click on the box and then look for the heading Division Roster Uses and choose Microsoft Excel. The tutorial and handout are excellent resources in learning how to work with your Division Excel file, so give it a shot. Thank you for joining me for this short tutorial. And as always, if you have any questions whatsoever or you need additional help, send me, Sue Breyer, an email at calrta.ctc@gmail.com, or you can always email your questions to questions4, that's the number 4, calrta@gmail.com, and a CTC specialist will get right back to you. Thanks again.